Hello, everybody. We'll be starting very soon. Just trying to get back into the swing of things because I always take a month off in between. Takes me a little bit to get used to streaming again. Give me a good second there. Transition to the kitchen. There we go. We usually do our awkward walk on, fix the camera, we'll go from there. Hello, everybody. It has been a month almost because the last time I streamed cooking was my birthday. And we're going to be doing something a little bit different today than I wanted to do. Originally what I wanted to do was it Rosemary? No, it was what do they call it? Hey, Lucy, how you doing? We were going to do stuffed mushrooms. We had portobello mushrooms that I was going to do with crab, like a beef, like a taco type thing. And then another one was going to be like a spinach artichoke dip. But when I totaled up all the costs for groceries, it's like $80. And I was like, now we're good. We'll do something a little bit different. But today though, my lighting's really bad too as well. I got to change this out. But anyway, we're going to be doing lamb and it's garlic and rosemary lamb chops is what it is. And I made this before and it's really good and I like it. So I was gonna make it for dinner anyway. So I was like, well, I'll just do a second batch and just do another one for the stream, you know. Come here, Sue. So Sue over here, obviously, when I start talking, she thinks I'm talking to her. So she likes to hang out and be over here. She's a big old baby. She's my big old baby. But anyway, yeah, so let me go get my apron. I am wearing my Mr. Rogers t-shirt today because it supports mental health. I think it's for Mental Health Awareness Month is what it is. And so with that, I thought I'd just wear it anyway. I honestly don't know when the month is. I bought it just because I like Mr. Rogers and so, and it was a good cause too as well. She's the best chef. Yeah, she's my little sous chef. Right, Sue? Yeah? But yeah. And also I thought to wear this as well because like most of my t-shirts are black. So I thought I'd wear something a little bit different. Alrighty, so much like Mr. Rogers putting on his sweater every time and changing his shoes, it's time for me to put on the crown and look like a fool. So it's like extremely bright up there, unfortunately. So, but let me get out the ingredients today. Sue, come on, big baby, you gotta move. You gotta move at the kitchen. Come on, big baby. All right. So today, it's a very simple dish. Actually, it's really nice that the fact that it's simple. But we're gonna make some nice size dishes with it as well. But and I forgot to give you a shout out, Lucy. I nearly forgot. Let's do that right now. There we go. And for those that are here, if you don't follow Lucy, definitely give her channel a check out. She primarily speaks Spanish, but she does speak English as well, so don't let that deter you if you do not. And don't let it ever be a deterrent either, you know what I mean? Enjoy a stream, hang out with people, have fun with the community. But Lucy plays a lot of, Don't Starve Together because she is a Clay ambassador. She plays a lot of Dark Souls games like Elden Ring, which she already finished recently. And then what else? Lucy plays a lot of things, like a lot of spooky games like Bendy and the Ink Machine. What else? Just a lot of different games in general. You were playing that one game recently with the little girl, and I forgot what it was called. There's like a spooky game and teasing about summoning demons. Yeah, but definitely go check out Lucy's channel if you haven't already. She's great. One of the nicest people I've ever met on Twitch, that's for sure. But today's recipe, we're gonna do a marinade is what we're gonna do. So we have some nice lovely lamb chops, which I'm gonna show you guys in a second. Once I figure out my cord system over here. Because I moved stuff around recently and I try to make more room. So my cords are just not in the best spot right now. Alright, so move that down. Move that. So now to show you the lamb chops we got. So there you go. Just nice little pieces. 3 little lovely ones. These are all supposed to be like organic too as well and everything. It's funny how they say like vegetarian diet, but that just means grain fed, if you really think about it. But yeah, these are the ones we're gonna use today. We're gonna grill them on a pan. It's my father's pan. I haven't given back to him yet, but it's a nice cast iron style pan with great marks in it. Or at least if it's not cast iron, it's very heavy and it's a very nice pan. But we're gonna get the grill marks on it, for sure. Well, yeah, I guess you could say that. You know what I mean? If it, you know what I mean. We always toss the word around sexy and stuff and say that, but you know what I mean. It's like this sounds great and it looks great, so I'm gonna go with it and say yes. I'll agree with you, but I gotta get my phone charger because I'm using my phone to keep up with chat as I stay in the kitchen, and I just realized my phone charger's in a bad spot now because I moved all my computer stuff around, and now um, the charger's harder to get to. I have a backup one. It's not as fast as the other one, but whatever. I'll just buy another one later. So anyway, I gotta plug in my phone. But yeah, we're gonna be cooking today. Like I said, I usually do it about once a month these days, but I would like to do more than that. A lot of it's laziness, to be honest. Like I said today, I was gonna start at like 12:30. We started like 12:35, 12:40. So it just happens. It's just the way it is. So I got my two recipes right here. Here's for the lamb chops, and then I already know the recipe, but I like to stick by it as best I can, just because I did it earlier today, and I'll tell you why later. And then this one right here, this is actually going to be one of our side dishes right here. It's supposed to be easy creamy mushrooms, that's what they call it. But I'm going to do it a little bit different than what they got it. Just a little bit. So anyway, our lamb is going to sit here as we prepare the marinade. So I need to get a bowl to prepare the marinade in. I have a bowl from earlier that I used, as I'll explain later. So I'm going to wash that real quick and reuse it. But I hope everybody's weekend is going well. Mine has been decent so far. I always dread Sundays because I got to go back to work on Monday. And then this week's a little bit different because I do have to go back to the office 3 days out of 5, which is not world ending or anything like that. But obviously, I'd rather be at home. But I know my productivity is much higher when I'm at the office because there's less distractions. As opposed to at home, you might have like a YouTube video on, or might be watching a stream. And obviously, you're not watching it extremely attentively, but sometimes you get sucked into it, and then you just end up watching the whole thing, or paying attention to it way more than you should when it comes to work. So that's the hard part. So I definitely get work done better when I'm at the office than at home. Most of my job could be done from home though, that's for sure. But for productivity levels, definitely be at work. Let's move this. Ouch. Alright. So we'll wash our bowl. We're gonna use the cat bowls today. Right, Sue? Hmm? Yeah, I hear you. Cat bowl. I'm basically just reusing all the instruments I used earlier. Or utensils, whatever you want to call them. It's essentially the same thing. It is an instrument of what you're doing for cooking. Sue, what are you doing? Okay, no problem. That's why I have the music on in the background too, as well, just to kind of fill the void when I don't talk. So yeah, I don't mind if you come by and hang out and take a lurk. Don't feel bad at all. I appreciate it either way. Hey senpai, how you doing? And hey Ashley, I missed you too. Getting in full on booth stocking mode. My foot surgery finally got scheduled, so I'm in prep mode for that. Oh, that's awesome. Hey Val. And then of course senpai and the Jay. How you doing, Jay? Val, if you don't mind giving yourself a shout out, that'd be awesome. Lucy was here earlier, so I already got her a shout out. But if you want to give her another one, that'd be great because she's awesome. But yeah, we're getting ready to do our marinade. Here's the lamb chops I was talking about earlier. These are looking pretty good. There's 3 of them, and that's what we're gonna be marinating And then not grilling, but we're cooking it on a pan with grill marks, so it's gonna look pretty nice. Thank you, Val. I appreciate that. But yeah, so the first thing is we're gonna get this marinade together, and it's a very simple one. It's actually very easy. It's gonna require a zest of a lime or lime. I always do that. One zest of a lemon, right? The zest of a whole lemon. Garlic, minced garlic. I already have the minced pre-minced one, so I got that one. Rosemary, finely chopped. That's what this is. And then salt and pepper, and that's pretty much it. That's all we got. That's all we need. And oil, of course. You know what I mean. You gotta have it. You got the lemon. Yeah, you got lemon right here, and the onion. No onion in this one actually, which is surprising because it's like most meats you see lemon with it. I mean onion with it, but you don't see it this time. Kind of strange. So anyway, we're going to be starting this one. I need to get a drink too as well because I'm thirsty. As I talk more, obviously you start to need more water, more hydration. I have a question actually. I don't know if anybody can actually answer this one or not. But the whole hydration thing, stay hydrated. Was that a meme or something that came by and it just kind of stuck around? I was like, I don't remember. Like, I just kind of never really paid attention to it. And also, if you want to see who's judging my work right now, take a look over there. Yeah, you gonna be excited when we finish this meal? Yeah. Yeah, I know you're gonna be excited because you big old baby's with you, right? Yeah, you stinky. Yeah, it's a big old baby. Yep, she's just hanging out observing. Hey, big baby. Get all the kisses. So yeah, she's just always just hanging out. That's what she does. She's bored. Yeah. So first thing we got is the rosemary. And you can't have garlic and rosemary without garlic and rosemary, so that's the big thing. So this recipe calls for a teaspoon? No, it's 4 cloves. It calls for 4 cloves of garlic. This particular stuff right here, half a teaspoon is a clove, so I just need 2 teaspoons. But obviously I'm going to give a little bit more because the name of the recipe is garlic and rosemary, and what can hurt if you give a little bit more garlic in there. And then the other one is 1 tablespoon of finely chopped fresh rosemary. I'm literally just chopping the whole thing. Like, I have all this rosemary. If I don't use it, what am I going to do with it? It's fresh for a reason, so let's use it fresh. So I'm going to peel off all the leaves. And we're going to use that. Surely you could just throw the rosemary in there, but if you chop it, it kind of like releases more of the flavors in there. It kind of like releases that. I don't know if it's like a chemical inside the rosemary itself, but it definitely releases more of that flavor. So you could leave it alone. You can cook it like a steak would, where you put it on top of the steak and just, spoon butter over it. But for this, since it's a marinade, you're gonna want all that. So we're going to chop it all up finely. And the stems are too hard. At the top, they're soft enough, but ideally you don't want to use the stems. Garlic it up, yeah, right? How's everybody doing? How was their weekend so far? I discussed how I was dreading going back to work because I don't want to go back to work, to the office, I should say. But it's whatever, no big deal. They take care of us over there, so I can't really complain. I think all the complaining I do anyway is just because I'm lazy. I love to stay home and just work from home forever, you know what I mean? But it ain't gonna happen, realistically. Trying to break these up as best I can. Hey Jake, almost a full year. Look at that, 1 more month away. So basically by the time I cook again, that'll be the full year. No stems, no steeds, no sticks. How you doing, Jake? What's up, Mr. Joe? How you doing? You kissing any hip bones today? How's the you guys playing Smite earlier? We are just getting this nice, lovely be kissing hip bones. You got the emote up. We got the. We're just getting this rosemary ready to be chopped up. There it is. Oh, you just did. Dang, you already on it, Jake. Okay, all right. Sue's just waiting for her to be paid attention to. She's about to kiss my hip bone if I don't pay attention to her soon. You big baby, what are you doing? Yeah, I know. I hope you all heard that too. She put a lot of effort into that one. Yeah, big baby. Literally, the oils are coming out of my hands and making my hands stick to the leaves. It's kind of gross. I don't like it. Look at this big old baby. What are you doing? Yeah? Yeah? Yeah, you big old baby is what you is. The biggest baby at times, that's for sure. Alright, just give my hands a quick rinse. Hey, Falco, open that up for you. Go mess around with it. Alright, so it says finely chopped, so we're just gonna try to reduce it down to smaller pieces originally, and then we'll go from there. Now, my chopping skills aren't the best. I am not the best at chopping at all. Come back here. But, you know, all you need to do is just keep at it. Get in there close. Trying to get the pivot going. A lot of people put their hand like that. Sometimes I find it easier if I pinch it. As weird as that sounds. Is that a Game of Thrones t-shirt? No, it's a Mr. Well, the shirt, the apron's a Hydra one, but the t-shirt I have underneath it is a Mr. Rogers one. So if anything, he has got King what's his name with him in the picture. So technically, it is a throne picture. I forgot the name of him. I used to watch it all the time. I can't remember the name of the king. You see what I'm doing right now with the scraping the cutting board with the knife edge? Don't do it. You just make your knives more dull at that rate. Sue going crazy in the corner, acting the fool, doing backflips. It's decent, you know what I mean? There's some pieces that are bigger than others in there, you know. We can keep going on this for a while, but let's be honest, it's just a marinade. That's all we need. Let me get my proper scraper. Sue, what are you doing? Now it calls for 1 tablespoon. This is obviously a lot more than 1 tablespoon. It only needs 1 tablespoon of finely chopped rosemary, but like I said earlier, I'm using the whole package because what I'm going to do with the rest of it. And it's going to go bad and not become fresh anymore. There's no point in that. So, back to the cat bowl. Alright, so we got to combine the garlic, the rosemary, which we did. Now salt and pepper. It's going to call for a tablespoon and a quarter of kosher salt. We're going to eyeball it because we have a teaspoon right here. And it needs a teaspoon and a quarter. So what we're going to do is we're going to do this full teaspoon and just kind of let it go over just a little bit. Now for the pepper, it asks for a ½ teaspoon of pepper, ground pepper, freshly ground black pepper, but we're doing white pepper for this recipe. I'm going to pour about a little over half. It's probably a little over half right there. Using that, salt. So let's go down the run again. We have garlic. Oh, it's stuff on the side over here. Let me clean that up. We have garlic. We got rosemary. We got salt, pepper. Now we need a zest of lemon. Oh, I feel like I'm gonna sneeze. That's probably that pepper, like the cartoons, you know. All right, so we're gonna get our zester out, do our best, and not cut our fingernails again like we did last time. Like last time I did this, I kept scraping my fingernail on it, and it was awful. It wasn't bad. I wasn't hurt or anything, but it was like it was just one of those moments that make you jump a little bit. You know what I mean? Because you think you're gonna take the top layer of skin off the tips of your fingers. And ideally, what you want to do is you don't want to get that white part of the zest, or the peel, I should say. You want the zest itself. You want the yellow part. There we go. Because the white part is bitter. We don't want bitter food unless we're trying to make bitter food. We're trying to make better food, not bitter food. I saw the salt in there, and I was like, man, I'm getting a lot of the white part. And I was like, oh, never mind. This is salt. What's up, Derper? How you doing? Thanks for the tier. Was it tier 1 sub? Thank you, sir. I'm glad you did tier 1, not tier 2, because I was gonna beat you up over that. Val, if you don't mind giving Derper a shout out, please, as well. I know he's been busy with school and work, but what's it called? Blah 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 blah. Still give him a shout out because he streams occasionally. Thank you, Val. Yeah, but we are zesting this lemon. You had to cancel. Now I understand, Derper. No problem. No worries at all. I tell you not to even do it. I just tell you to come hang out. But you know, zest is some lemon. Do it. Make it do it. Yeah, we are making a marinade for our lamb chops. I'm trying not to, like I said, get the top layer of my thumbnail or something. Yeah. This thing can do it for sure. Yeah, it's funny because I always make a second batch of food, like when I do these marinades, because I'll show you how to do the marinade, then I'll bring out the one that I marinated overnight. This time around, I was so tired last night, I didn't want to marinate it, so it's been marinating for like 2 hours, which is fine because this recipe is supposed to be grilled, it's supposed to be put on a grill. You know what I mean? But it hasn't been, because obviously we're not going to grill. But it says you can marinate it for up as little as an hour to overnight. So as you can see earlier, since I had to make 2 batches from earlier, I got 2 lemons over here that are zested, so I'm going to have to probably put them in my water or something, you know, do something like that. But anyway, we got to get the rest of this zest off there. I can't use that. I have to use something else. That zest ASMR. You never had lamb chops, Val? Well, I personally like them. I haven't had them up until recently, so it's not like it's a thing that's always been my, something that's always been around for me. You know. I'm making a mess all over. Anyway, we got enough zest out of that. But yeah, no, it wasn't until recently that I started eating them, and I really like them. They're great. If you cook them right, which I'm not very good at, I'm still getting there. If you cook them right, they're killer. If you overcook them, they can be kind of gamey, they said. But for the most part, I didn't have any problems with this. You know, I've never done it wrong, essentially, in my mind. You know what I mean? If that makes any sense. But yeah, I've enjoyed it a lot. Definitely recommend it. If you talk to Ambo about it, she says that lamb is one of the biggest exports from New Zealand. So they eat a lot of lamb there too. On top of that, but yeah, definitely, if you can get your hands on it, try it. Now we're gonna add. Oh, I gotta turn this thing around. This is not going quick. If you, we're gonna add a 1/4 cup of olive oil. There we go. And essentially after that, our marinade's done. We have our binding agents not binding agents. We have our oil in there to help penetrate on the lamb chops. You know what I mean? We have our seasonings in there: salt, pepper, lemon zest, garlic, and rosemary. Hence why it's called garlic and rosemary lamb chops. So I'm gonna whisk this around just so it gets mixed up. so it's not super concentrated on one part of it or not. I don't like to mix it too hard in this because it's my cat bowl and I don't want to scrape it and what do they call it, damage it. And then obviously the whole metal against bowl thing is a terrible sale too as well. Alrighty, so that's that. Yeah, that's our combination right there. We're gonna go ahead and get the meats ready for marination. Then after that, we're gonna start preparing sides, and then we'll cook the lamb chops last. Well, technically we should cook the lamb chops first because they have to rest, and then the sides will come after that. I'm not very good at doing everything simultaneously at the same time. I'm not very good at doing them at the same time, so we're gonna do one at a time. So our sides today are asparagus and a creamy mushroom side. It's sauteed creamy mushrooms, basically. So I think those are going to be real good. So here's our lamb chops. Let me down a little more. There you go. And my nose running too. I haven't eaten anything actually today, which sucks. There we go. There's a little thing on the side right here that I just have to peel. And it'll work normally if it works normal. Get it? There we go. Oh, my nose is running. You pat these dry to get a little bit of that blood off there. Nothing wrong with the blood. It's just, kind of it creates it almost creates like another layer for it to get through. You know what I mean? In my opinion, I don't think it actually does that though. You know what I mean? I think you're fine just throwing it in there as is. But why not? We're here. We got a paper towel. We do things. So there's one of these guys. One lamb chop. Oh no, we gotta put in the bag. One lamb chop in the bag. We're just sitting here getting the blood off the lamb chops. One foot sticking. There we go. Oh, I gotta blow my nose. I don't want to know, and my nose is running for whatever reason. It's weird because I haven't eaten anything. When she was alive, my mother used to make lamb with rosemary and orange syrup. Oh man, that sounds good. For like a nice citric flavor to it. We're kind of doing a little bit of that, but not as sweet with the lemon, But then the rosemary, obviously, Oh no, you said lamb with rosemary, but then we're doing garlic. I know it was like one of the two. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and give us one little mix. Make sure everything goes together. Okay, it almost looks like a chimichurri the way it looks right now, but it's not. Alrighty. All those lovely sounds of oiled pieces of garlic and rosemary pouring out of a bowl. I don't remember if he's a garlic. Okay. It might not, you know what I mean? It just depends. There we go. Alright. That is finally removed from the bowl. Now, since it's marinating, I'm going to take a... Oh, Lil. Was that you, Sue, or was it the bag? That's funny. That was funny. Alright, there we go. Take the air out of it, and then you mix it up. Make sure everything gets coated. You see on the back right here, nothing. Flip it around if you have to. Make sure it all gets nice and coated. So you get this marinade to work. I know the jokes are there, you know what I mean, but you gotta massage it in there. But yeah, we gotta massage all those nooks and crannies. Get it covered. Look at that one guy. Damn, look at that. It'll be like that one guy. Oh yeah, yeah. I forgot that dude's name. I would just see his face in my mind right now. I'm scared. Imagine that guy creeping up in here in the middle of the night. Oh yeah. All right, so there we go. It started. You can put that in overnight. You can put it in for an hour. Doesn't matter as long as you put it in for at least an hour. So here, right here is the other one. This is the one I put in about 2 hours ago, and it doesn't look too different from the other one. Obviously, just because the olive oil is starting to solidify a little bit because being in the cold. But yeah, we're gonna let this sit out as we prepare our other sides, so we can let it cook evenly. Because if it's too cold, then it won't cook evenly. What's up, big baby Sue? What are you doing? You little yow yow. All right, we're gonna move the stuff out of the way. We're gonna need a few things for our marinades. Not marinades, for our sides. So first off, we have mushrooms. We have mushrooms that we're gonna do. The creamy mushrooms we're gonna make. And I'm gonna need a couple pans for that one, to be honest, just because the way I'm gonna do it this time around is a little bit different than how the recipe calls for. So what we're gonna do? Que rico. That's funny. All right. So we are going to set this up over here because our next recipe is for creamy mushrooms. And so it requires, well, basically we have to saute the mushrooms first, and that's what I'm going to do here. Or I should do it in there. How do we do this? We saute the mushrooms and we move it to another pan. I'm going to use the pan left over for that. That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. And then the other one over here, can you see the other one? Okay, so that's what we're doing. We're doing it this way. Because what we're going to do is we're gonna saute some mushrooms in here in butter. Then we're going to remove them. We're going to put them aside. And we're going to use whatever's left in the pan to, what do they call it? We're going to use whatever's left in the pan as a roux, is what we're going to do. We're going to use what's left over, add some butter, add some, what's it called? Oh, there's a cat hair, and that's gross. I just watched these. Sue's hair get around everywhere. Jesus. But yes, we're going to make a roux, and we're going to add the mushrooms to it afterwards. So that's why we have to separate them, because we need all the good stuff from when they're sauteing, and then add all the heavy cream and the seasonings and all that type of stuff. So first off, we need some butter. We're going to need, let's see, it calls for 2 tablespoons of unsalted butter. So let's go ahead and get about 2 tablespoons. I try to keep it as best I can with the recipe, guys. Sometimes I just like to wing it. Plus, it makes me seem like I know what I'm doing. Alright, so I'm trying to heat so that melts, but we don't want it to burn either. We're going to get out our mushrooms, our heavy cream, and all the fun stuff. Do we need shallots? No, we need oregano, thyme, heavy cream, mushrooms, garlic, Parmesan for later. Yeah. The parsley is for the end of it. Leave that there. We're using baby bella mushrooms, which I believe are cremini. Cremini, I think is what they're called. But that's what we're using today for those. You can slice them already. You can get them pre-sliced, whatever you want to do. Whatever's easier for you. That's all that matters. Because when you cook, you're cooking it for either people or yourself. If you want to be fancy when you cook for other people, then there's nothing wrong with that. But if you're cooking it for yourself and you still want to be fancy, then hey, do it. You know what I mean? But if you're cooking for a family and you're just like, I want to get this done, I want to have a decent meal, then just, do whatever you're going to do. Buy the sliced ones, buy the unsliced ones. Do whatever. Switch to portobello, do shiitake, whatever you want to do. It's what you enjoy. A meal is what you want it to be. It doesn't have to be 100% what's on the recipe. If you're doing it for the first time, I do recommend doing that, though. Okay, we're going to get these, we're going to melt this butter. So what are you doing, big baby? You want to go in there? There's nothing in there, I told you that. I got to blow my nose really quick, so I have to mute my mic. And I can't do it normally through, what's it called? I can't do it normally through headset, so I have to do it this way. So be right back. All right, there we go. You can get your big hand in there. What's wrong, sir? All right. Butter is melted. Starting to heat up a little bit. You don't want it to burn. I see with a lot of videos they say do not let your butter burn because it makes it a little bit. Well, no, you don't want it to burn anyway, but it creates a different flavor if you don't let it burn. I think, or when you let it burn, they say it creates like a nutty flavor. We're literally just dumping it in. We're not chopping these up any different. We're just letting them stay as is. Because why not? Oh, drop that one. Let's see. There we go. No, go back. Cool. Oh, dropped the piece already. There we go. First casualty. Some of these larger pieces, like these round ones, and I'll top those in half with that, just to get them a little bit different. Now, it called for 2 tablespoons of butter. Honestly, I don't think it's enough. I think we're gonna need more butter. Just because it seems like it's already dry, and I know the mushrooms are gonna release more of their water at that point. Um, but you know, let's add just a little bit more. Just a little bit of knob of butter, just to make sure this is done right. Or at least, you know, we're gonna be adding more butter in it anyway when we go do the roux part of it. So it doesn't really matter. There's just gonna be a ton of butter. Trying to get the butter to the bottom and melt. There we go. Alright, so let that do its thing. I'm actually gonna drink my water and then crack open that nice soda. I got 2 sodas. I got cherry Pepsi and a cream soda, A&W, but they're both 0 sugar because I'm trying to do a little bit better for myself. It's funny though because it's like you're trying to avoid sugar because of diabetes and stuff, but the artificial sweeteners that are in there are just as bad, if not worse, because eventually some of these are like carcinogenic and stuff like that. It's like I don't know. It basically just leads to don't drink soda, you know. But it's hard to when stuff like that is just so good and tasty, and the sugars and all that. They'll get you. They'll get you. That's the hard part. With that other tablespoon or so of butter in here, it's starting to look a little bit better than what I needed it to. I'm still mixing them around, trying to get that butter to melt though and cover them. Get everything coated. I'm gonna have to replace this pan eventually though, because the non-stick feature of it is not sticking anymore. So, I'm gonna have to replace it. It kind of sucks because my ex gave it to me a long time ago for my birthday. So that's a little bit of sentimental value, But at the same time, if it ain't working, it ain't working, Even if it was a gift, if it ain't working, it ain't working. I'm gonna throw this thing away eventually too. This container looks gross. There you go. Sorry for all the noise, everybody. I'm just getting a container to put the mushrooms in after we're done with it. Well, not done, but after they're browned and kind of released a lot of that water. So what are you doing over there? Some of these are still kind of like stuck together from when they were in the packaging. There we go. Alright, we gotta leave those alone. Gotta leave them alone. I feel like there's something in my shoe right now. I think my heel's hurting. But I think it's from those sandals I have. So that's going to be the first thing. That's our first side. Our second side is going to be the asparagus. And now I was watching a few different things. I kind of need boiling water though, if we want to be doing it that way, because they want them to blanch. And then you have to blanch them for like a little bit. And if that's the case, I need to wash this container. Like the thing that gets me is you can cook it as is, you can steam it, you know what I mean? But for this case, they wanted to be cut and chopped from the recipe I saw. And I was like, okay, let's try that then. That looks a little bit different. Because they talk about how you break apart asparagus. People always do that. And the guy was like, no, don't do that. He's like, what you got to do is rehydrate it. That's why you blanch it. And I was like, okay. And I'm like, let's try that then. And it's chopped up and peeled and all that. It's interesting. It's a different type of, what do they call it? A different type of different type of way of cooking asparagus, what I should say. Or a different way. There, that's a little bit better. Stop that a little bit. A little better view. Good to go. Yeah, there's something in my shoe or something, man. It's bugging me. I think it's just those sandals I wore. They're supposed to be massaging the sandals, you know what I mean? But they're awful. I still have them. I still haven't got rid of them because I like them. I like the way they look and like the fit, you know. But at the same time, it's like they're not comfortable. So I think it's like that rule or that the logic I used on my pan. You know, despite the gift's not working anymore. Well, I bought these for me and they're not working anymore, so might as well. So we have to move or something. I can't keep opening this thing for you. Come on, big baby, get in the window. So if you hear a lot of banging and noises around, it's because I'm washing this pan. You can't see me in frame of the camera that well, probably. You probably see my reflection, if anything, in the fridge potentially. Which this is funny though. I've been cleaning that fridge forever, and there's still that nasty spot on there, and I don't know what it is. It's not like rust or anything, but I don't know what it is. Alright, these guys are really starting to release their liquid, which is great. Alright, getting there. Let's dry off this pan. So what are you doing? What are you doing over here being a big baby for? Is the music too loud, by the way, guys? Because I have it in my ear, so I have it turned down fairly low. And if you can't hear it at all, then that sucks. But let me know if the volume on the music is decent. I was adjusting it before the stream started because it is in my ear, and I want to hear it, but at the same time, I don't want to overload the stream. You know? All right, there we go with that. These are going over here. Let's move this pan over here real quick. There we go. And we're going to have to boil this for the asparagus, which is fine. You need water though. I don't like having to use so many pans. Despite my stove being a decent sized stove, it doesn't look like it has a lot of room for a lot of pans. So that kind of sucks. It's a good stove. It still works. It's all that matters. But at the same time, I am running out of room on this thing. Yeah, these are looking really good right now. A lot of moisture being released. A lot of that steam you can see rising out of it. That's why. Hey, sweet. What are you doing there, Steve? Alright, almost filling this pot. There we go. I need to move stuff around. We're using this pan to cook the, what's it called, soon. So, that one always has a problem lighting too. There we go. Alrighty. So, let's see. We're going to need 3 cloves of garlic. We're going to need some heavy cream. We're going to need some thyme, some oregano, black pepper, Parmesan, and that's it. Doesn't call for salt either, which is interesting. I guess it's because of the Parmesan. Parmesan's fairly salty. There you go, ground thyme. Oh, yeah, the other timer now. No, it's rosemary. I thought I had thyme in a bottle. No, I thought I had thyme in another seasoning. I guess not. Oh well. So once these are done, I'm going to transfer them to another container, and then we're going to make our roux in here. Once we make our roux, we start adding all the other ingredients. We add the mushrooms back in, let it cook down a little bit. We're good from there. What are you doing, Sue, baby? You can't go in all the cabinets. No, 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 baby. Honestly, I think it's this is me being me. It's like every time I let Sue in there to like go into a cabinet, I'm like, I hope they're not using the bathroom there. I'll find that later on or something, you know. She won't do it. She's never done it, but you know, never say never at the same time. Okay, that's good right there. We're gonna remove those. We're gonna move them to a plastic container to sit for a little bit as we get the roux ready. Which the roux is gonna be like 2 tablespoons of butter and like 2 tablespoons of flour. So that means I probably should get a tablespoon. Because that's the ratio as far as I can tell. It's always 1 and 1. It's always one tablespoon of fat to 1 tablespoon of the flour, I believe. And that we'll just add our heavy cream. It's about 1/3 cup is what it suggests for this recipe. We're just kind of eyeballing it. We're going to eyeball it this time around. We're going to be a little bit reckless because we can. These are looking really good. These are already looking good as is. I could just sprinkle some seasonings on it, throw some Parmesan cheese on top and call it a day. But we're not doing that. You going in the window, big baby? I'm gonna move all the stuff around before you move around. There you go. Little kid. Here we go. Yeah, but it's just another Sunday, and that Monday dread is starting to kick in. And it's funny because I don't hate my job. I don't at all. I like my job. It's just it's so nice to be at home and relax and enjoy your time, and not have to be on anybody else's time. But at the same time, you like living where you live. Come on, Sue. No, baby. Eat your food. I'm waiting this to release a little bit more of that liquid, and then we'll transfer them over and go from there. Because it's looking pretty good. There's a lot of, like, you can see a little bit of water on the bottom, or it could be the butter, but I think we're good. I think let's go ahead and call it for here. Ideally, you like to put this in more of like a glass pan or something, because, you know, it's hot food and all that. Hot oil. At the same time, it's like whatever. You know, I got plastic containers. That's what I'm using. Boy, oh boy, what is wrong with my foot? I'll throw the sandals like immediately. I like them. Like I said, they're like nice looking sandals, and like, you know, had they not have that massaging thing on there, they would be better. But I think at the same time, they have the massaging thing on there. That's probably why I got them. Because when I bought them, they were on clearance, and I was like, okay, I'm like, that's fine. Yeah, these look nice. I put them on. I'm like, this is weird, but I'll get used to it. Well, and, you know, after 10 years plus of having them, I did not get used to it, as you could tell. There we go. All right. Now there's not a lot of bits left in there, but that's fine because we're going to add more butter, like I said, which this is about, 3 tablespoons? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, three tablespoons. We're gonna do 3 tablespoons of the flour for the roux. But we have to get it to melt first, though. There is a little bit of oil left over from the saute and the mushrooms, but it's okay though. No big deal. Not a big deal. So what's up, big baby? Mm-mm-mm. Now you're thinking there's a lot of butter in this, and there's a lot of butter in the meal in general, and you're right. Butter obviously isn't the most healthiest thing for us, but you know you gotta live a little. You gotta enjoy it a little bit while you're on this earth, because you only got limited time. Well, as for me, I got a lot of time. You know, it's all in here, so not too bad. Therefore, with the yow from the big BB. There's 1 tablespoon. There's 2 tablespoons. And lastly, we're going to do a little bit over the 3, because we're doing a little bit over 3 on the fat as well. So here we go. You got to integrate all the flour and the fat together. Then you got to cook it. And it sounds really stupid because obviously it's in a pan, but it's just that um, the raw flour you got to cook, obviously, because obviously if you don't, you're going to have some issues. People come up with various sicknesses and stuff from eating raw flour, you know what I mean? You can't do that. So you gotta cook it out. So let that kind of stew a little bit as we get our next ingredient ready, which is heavy cream. Now they want a 1/3 cup of heavy cream for this recipe. I'm looking for my 1/3 cup measuring cup right now and I can't find it. It's probably in the dishwasher. Yep, there it is. Okay. And now we're just going to integrate this in there. There's our 1/3 cup. This didn't work out the way I wanted it to be honest. Maybe I had the heat on too high. We're going to pour more heavy cream. Sue, what are you doing? What are you doing? We gotta cook our roux more. I've added a lot more heavy cream. We probably should have did about a cup rather than a 1/3 of a cup. Because that's what the recipe called for, but it doesn't call for a roux. You know what I mean? So we need to get this more roux-like. Because right now it is unruly. I'll stop. Yeah, you being a bad baby, Sue, I know. A little bit more. Now you see it started it was already thick and now it's starting to thin out a little bit. It's almost like a gravy at this point, which is weird. But, you know, I'm not trying to add anything other than the heavy cream. I could add milk probably to thin it out. But I don't think I have any milk, to be honest. So the next best bet is like, you know, some sort of broth maybe, you know what I mean? Do I even have milk? I don't. I only have this like beef broth and stuff. it's fine because we're gonna add. And we can add a little bit, you know what I mean? Whatever. It's kind of let's doctor it up as best we can at this point. Add a little beef broth in there. Gonna get a little bit more watery or runny. Like I said, we're eyeballing and we're winging everything at this point. You know, a little bit more. There we go. And once this gets like the right consistency, we're gonna season it. We're gonna taste it, and then we're going to. Oh no, I'm making a mess on this counter. Then we're going to add the mushrooms back in, add some cheese, add a few other things, some other ingredients. It's gonna be pretty good. So it calls for half a teaspoon of oregano. There you go. What else do we want? Thyme. Half a teaspoon of that. Let's see, then black pepper. Now we're using white pepper right now because it's already ground and I don't want to deal. Pardon me. I didn't want to deal with the grinder. So there's black pepper. Oh, it's salt and pepper. Gotcha. Oh, that's funny. Why didn't I read that the first time? I guess I just read the end part of it. A little bit of salt. I kind of want to use a rubber spatula to start moving this around, but it's okay. It's no big deal. Just because I want to get all the sides and everything too, you know. There we go. It's a nice little sauce we got going on for that. Let's try it out. Try again. There's something missing. Maybe it's more pepper. Maybe a little more thyme. Maybe a little more oregano. A little more salt. Because we did because the recipe calls for that amount, but we're not using that. You know what I mean? We're using what we're doing for our eyeball. So it's gonna need a little bit more of everything. There we go. That should be plenty. It is getting a little thicker than I want it to right now. So I might have to put a little more beef broth back in here, but this should be fine. Maybe some of those mushrooms release more of their water at that point. So I'm kind of, yeah, won't be so thick. All right, try it again. Well, that's a better flavor, much better. No, that's perfect. You can definitely taste it. Before it was kind of like just mild. You could barely taste something there. Now you can taste it. So we're gonna go ahead and add our mushrooms back in. Get all that lovely juice in there. Now a lot of people describe mushrooms as having an umami flavor, and then it's like you can't describe that, you know. It's like, oh, it's sweet, savory, you know, it's like all these different things, and there's umami. It's like, well, what is umami? It's like, well, umami's umami. And that always bugs me, because it's like, I understand what they're saying, and it makes sense in the long term. But for the most part, it's kind of annoying, because it's like, it's trying to say like, well, why? Well, why does it do it? And because? Like, well, just because, you know. It's like, what do you mean just because? You know, it's like something just bothered me. A lot of things bother me, but yeah, that's a whole nother story. You hate mushrooms, Derper? I like mushrooms though. A lot of people don't. Like I know Plasma hates mushrooms. You hate mushrooms. I believe Val hates mushrooms as well. I love them. Senpai likes them, so yeah, there you go. If Senpai likes them, then he must be doing something right. All right, now we're gonna have to do some Parmesan cheese. Oh, almost dropped that. Where's my? There it is. Why is it thing so wet? Condensation of the cold cheese, I guess, is forming on the outside of it with all the hot, stove going on. There's your peel. All right, there we go. Time to bring out everybody's favorite member of the stream, the baby greeter. Now this is going to thicken it up too as well, though, so that's going to be a little bit of an issue, but it'll be all right. It's going to add that extra flavor that Parmesan can only bring. Oh, making a mess again. All right, that should be plenty. Go ahead and mix that up. See how gooey, how gooey the sauce is now? This is gonna be killer. This is gonna kill me in the long term, but it's gonna be good. So what we're gonna do now is once that gets up to a heated level, because I have it on a low heat right now, I'm gonna put a lid on it, and I'm gonna keep it in the oven for safekeeping. I'm not gonna heat it because this pan does not go in the oven, but this is what it's supposed to be right here. A very thick version of the recipe we're using. The other one was very creamy. This is more saucy, I guess you'd say. But still good. Alright, so that's done. Turn that off. So I put it in the oven so it stays warm. If the oven's not on, mind you, the what's it called? The pan is just warm. It's keeping the warmth of the pan. Alright, so that's that. We need this to boil now, though, so I'm going to turn it up higher. Because we got to blanch the asparagus. So let's go back to that, actually. Because we're going to be doing that real soon. Kind of wiping off this because we had all that rosemary and lemon on there. It's good to do it. It's starting to get hot in here too, so I need to turn on the air conditioner. I get really warm when I cook, so I just need it to cool down just a little bit. Drink more water. I haven't eaten anything all day, to be honest, too, so I'm really feeling it. Alright. So let's get out the asparagus. I do need to eat something soon. I'm gonna like flat out die. So. Alright, here's our asparagus. It's been sitting in the fridge for like a couple days, and I just came for it. That's funny. So we're gonna chop off the ends of it right here. The very fibrous ends of it. And then we're going to use the rest of it. Like I had mentioned before, it can be very like woody and very fibrous in general. but we're gonna do something a little bit different. These don't need to be peeled. Now we're just gonna chop them as is, because the recipe I saw they cut them like on a bias, I think is what they call it. So it was like, had an angle to it, and then they blanched them, and then they sautéed them. For these, I think I'm just gonna blanch them and then cook them in the pan as, I'm gonna cut them still, but I'm gonna do it differently. So let's see if we can do it this way. Am I using those? Like that. And then finally these pieces. So we're gonna blanch these ones first before we do the other ones. And then we'll add the ends of them. The other ends cook a lot faster, they're more tender. That's very woody. Oh. Boy, I'm tired. It's because I didn't eat though. I could make a sandwich. Could make some eggs. But what I think I'm going to do is I'm just going to eat some lunch meat. Keep something in my stomach at least. As silly as it sounds. Because I do need to eat something. Just to keep me afloat. Now, with the blanching, you need to put something in ice water after it's done too as well. So let me get a container for that. Keep running into that pan. Or not pan, but the grating. So the goal of blanching something and then putting in ice water afterwards is to prevent it from cooking further. Because you want it to cook so much, you don't want to cook too much. Because eventually we're going to saute these two as well, and we don't want to overcook it at that point. So if this ice is really loud, I do apologize. Just because it is what it is. There we go. That's plenty of ice water. Let it just sit until we're ready for it, which is looking just about ready. So we're gonna do that for I think it's 5-6 minutes. I think is what they said, but I think it's less than that. These are not as thick as the other ones I saw in that video. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm going to do it for a couple minutes, test it, and then go from there. So safely shove this into the boiling water. There you go. And we'll do a couple minutes on that. There you go, 3 minutes. You guys can't see what I'm doing right now because the way the pan's moved. There we go. So we're almost done with our sides, and then we got to cook the main star of the event, the lamb chops. We're getting there. I know it's all you guys are waiting for that one for sure, because I am. I'm over here eating lunch because I am waiting. I don't think I need any cutting boards anymore other than when I cut the meat. I'm just washing off the spoon I used earlier for the mushrooms because I'm going to use it for the blanching. Let's bring over that ice. Oh, that's stuff. Let's bring over the ice water. I think the heat needs to go up again. Because when we added it in there, it just reduced the heat significantly, obviously. I think we need to increase the heat right now. I hope everybody's doing well. I know we're on our way to finishing up this meal and it's going to be good. I hope all y'all doing well. I know there's a lot of streaming going on too as well. I was sharing plasmas earlier. There's a few others Katie was streaming too as well. Obviously, I'm not going to stream as long as they do typically, so I'll probably raid them, one of the two of them, or whoever's on, depending on who's on later. But we'll see. But once those are cooled down, we're going to go ahead and saute them over here. Now that's going to require more butter again, because can't do anything without butter. Like you could do it in oil if you really wanted to, but butter just provides a better flavor than vegetable oil. Or depending on what it is, you know what I mean? But for the most part. The weakling plasma. Yeah, she's playing Vermintide. It's Sunday. Timer's about to run out. I think it needs another minute, to be honest. Just because the heat was so low when we dropped it in there, that it's going to need a little bit to kind of cook up a little bit more, or soften, rehydrate, whatever you want to call it. Technically, I think blanching you're supposed to actually not put it into boiling water. I think you're supposed to put it in formerly boiling water, like it's boiling and you turn it off and you throw it in there for a little bit. I think that's how it's supposed to work. But whatever, you know what I mean? We're not a professional chef. We are a cook, a home cook that enjoys cooking. Because it's fun. If you don't like cooking, maybe you should try a recipe or two. Won't be too bad. Enjoy life. Get out there and try different things, you know? Try different recipes. Try a cuisine that you've never tried before. Just don't try something dangerous. Enjoy life, but don't do anything that could potentially get you killed. Like, it's funny, like, I see, like, stuff like, oh, I want to go skydiving. I'm like, oh, hell no. It's like, we weren't born with wings. We don't have the ability of self-propulsion innately. So why would you want to put yourself in the air? Let's see, what do we got here? Is that a host? Oh, Disparity? Are you hosting? Thank you, sir. I saw you were doing a rerun earlier. Now that you moved over to YouTube, if you can do me a favor, because obviously it's easier to do this way than the other way. If you could, I can make a command for you too, actually, thinking about it. If you could shout out your own channel on YouTube for me, that'd be great. You should be able to. I don't see why you wouldn't be in chat, but if you could do that for me, that'd be great. Or anybody else for that matter, you know what I mean? How you doing, sir? I hope you're doing well. We are blanching some asparagus right now. Let's see, it was in Big Emote Explosion. How's it going, everyone? Yeah. No, it's good, man. No problem. And then, yeah, we're doing pretty good. Like I said, just blanching some of this asparagus. The ends cook faster than the other parts, so we're not going to blanch them that long. Probably only need to blanch it like a minute. But how you doing, man? How is everything going? I know you've been playing a lot of Elden Ring, and then you're playing... you were playing There Were Billions earlier, but I don't know if it was a rerun of an older one, if you're still playing it, or if you went back to it. But you got that one, and then what else you got? Was it Total War Rome? I know it was a strategy game, but I don't remember which one. I'm doing that good. I don't know if I have hives or scabies. Oh man! So I bought the cream, so just waiting for it to come on through. Oh, sucks. And then I saw what happened with Aki too. That's terrible as well. Well, hopefully it's something mild there, Disparity. That sucks. Nobody wants to deal with that nonsense. Okay, we're gonna dump those in the ice water soon, then we're gonna start sauteing. Yeah, poor Aki though, he got his YouTube account hacked and terminated. So that sucks. He's been putting a lot of work on with his beats and everything too as well. That sucks, man. Nobody should have to go through that. The same thing happened to my little brother actually, but with his Instagram. He uh he was an adamant anti-Trump supporter. My little brother, he did not like anything Trump related, and so like he spoke his mind way too many times on what's it called, antagonized the wrong people on Instagram. They hacked his account and then terminated it. Deleted all his photos that he takes because he takes a lot of photos of action figures. Hey Sue, come on, Bubba, I'm trying to talk. I'm trying to tell a story real quick. But yeah, so it sucks, man. It happens. I don't know what Aki. Well, it was a crypto thing. I remember seeing he was streaming like a crypto thing, and I was like, that's weird. I'm like, I didn't expect that, just crypto in general, And then I heard he got hacked by somebody. Yeah, Sue, I know. Hey, Lemon. Hey, this one's for you, buddy. It's a skinless lemon, though, unfortunately, but we had two of them for you. Yeah, censorship sucks, but the way of life right now. Yeah, it goes both ways, you know what I mean? Some people say one thing on one side, one thing says it on the other. I personally, have my beliefs, and I won't express them on here too. But just because obviously, you get canceled by either side. You get canceled by the side that hates you, or lose all your stuff. Well, no, obviously, I wouldn't really care if I lost my channel. You know what I mean? I'll make another one and carry on. I'm not I'm not really big into it. Oh baby, yeah, man, you gotta watch out, man. People are ruthless. All right, so that's done. So let's go ahead and set this pan in the back. No problem. Okay, we're gonna get that pan nice and hot. We're gonna throw the butter in there, and we'll start sautéing that the asparagus, because that should be good and cooked now. And then what else? And then finally, we're gonna start cooking this meat. I gotta get rid of this boiling water, but Sue's right close to the sink right now. Move, boo boo. Yeah, need you to move. You're in the way, big stinky. Okay. Hey, baby, come here. Oh, bye-bye. There you go. Stay in the window. How's everybody doing? Mr. Lemon, I know you haven't streamed in a long time. We should be able to give you a shout out as well. Oh, there's disparities. Cool. I just noticed that right now. Let's give Mr. Lemon. I know he hasn't streamed in a while, and I know he's probably retired, but we do it anyway for support. Mr. Lemon's a good man. He enjoys his pizza, he enjoys his lemons, and he enjoys his Fall Guys. I don't know if he plays Fall Guys anymore, but yeah, Lemon's a real nice guy. He will support you no matter what. So definitely check out his channel and support this man too as well. He's definitely a friend of the stream. Lamb chops sound good, but I may eat some ice cream if I stop itching. These lamb chops are gonna be real good though. You gotta try them some of these days. Okay, that's off. That pan is on. We're gonna throw some butter. What are you doing, Sue? It's like with Sue, it's almost like having a child. Yeah, but obviously it's not the same thing as having a child. But it's almost like that. And that way, in that manner, is because she's off doing something. I'm like, what are you doing? I have to look and see what she's doing so she's not getting herself in trouble. And I have to keep an eye on her. So let's do 2 tablespoons. Yeah, I heard you, Sue. Okay, go ahead, drop that in there, let that melt. That pan is really hot. Hotter than I wanted it to because it's going to start burning. Yeah, Disparity, I think you'd like these lamb chops though, man. I'll post the recipe on my Discord if you're on there. If not, yeah, I could just DM it to you. I don't require anybody to be on my Discord. See how hot it is? Some of it was browning, the butter. It was burning. Alright. Now the recipe I saw where they cut the asparagus like this and sauteed it, they had like sun-dried tomatoes in there too, and like killer. And they're like, the guy was saying like, if you don't have it, don't worry about it. You know what I mean? If you don't have it, don't worry, because it's not required. It's not something that you have to have, you know, at that point. But if you have it, use it. If you don't, you don't. No worries. Alright, there we go. Now that was a bad idea, and I wanted to test it out first because these are covered in water right now. And you know what happens when you do that. Oh, where the hell's my spoon? There it is. I need to turn on the fan up here. Turn the heat down a little bit. Because that butter got really hot. Alright, get a little bit of that water out of there. We still got some in there, but not too much. Yeah, but if you add cold water to hot oil, bad, bad, bad. It's going to be very bad. Oh, I lost one. Casualty of war. There we go. Oh, I tried to get away. There we go. I am dirty enough like every dish I have in existence right now. That sucks. Yeah, you go ahead and give it these, no problem. I can, and I shall. Alright, I turned down the heat on this thing so we can let it saute a little bit. In the meantime, casualty of war goes back in. Alright, because I'm cooking for me, not everybody else. If I was cooking for somebody else, I wouldn't add anything back to the pan. But since I cook for me, it doesn't matter. Gotta get this boiling water too as well. Now, you would keep this boiling water, or this asparagus steamed blanched water, because you could create a what do they call it, a vegetable stock with that. You can start that, add other stuff to it, and make like a nice vegetable stock. Me, I'm not that talented yet, you know what I mean, to do that on the fly and keep that and freeze it and store it nicely, you know what I mean. I'm not quite there yet, but eventually I will be. Because why not? Alright, so that's cooking there. Our mushrooms are in the oven still, just sitting there. So what we're going to do now is we're going to heat up the pan. See the light on time? There we go. We're going to heat up this pan, get it real nice and hot, and we're going to add the lamb chops to it. Soupy baby, what are you doing? You being a big old baby is what you're doing. Oh, kitty. For those who weren't here earlier, Sue is just like a little gargoyle, just waiting there for me to finish my food. Right, big baby? Hmm? See? Just waiting. Waiting in the wings. Alrighty, so once this gets nice and hot, we're not going to add any oil to the pan because we have plenty of oil from our marinade of the lamb chops, which are right here. And they've been sitting out for a little bit. They're still a little cold, but not too bad. We want them to be not hot or warm or lukewarm or room temperature. That gets kind of funky. But we want them to be not as cold as they were when they were in the fridge. Because once you do that, then they're gonna once you get rid of the as much cold as possible, you can cook them more evenly. Okay, let's turn that up just a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna eat a little bit more of this lunch meat before I drop dead. That's what she wants to do. She wants to live in this lunch meat. Hey, Nicole, how you doing? If any of my mods are active right now, please give Miss Nicole a shout out. She's not streaming today. She's out having a good old time. So if you guys could please do give her a shout out. If not, I will. because I am fully capable of doing my own stuff. But Nikoko, how you doing? How's your trip up there? Staying safe? And I already told you about feeding you. I can't feed you if you're not here. There we go. If you guys haven't checked out Nikoko's channel yet, please do so. She streams a lot of Nintendo Switch games. She's playing Metroid Dread currently, and she's getting her way through that one. It is difficult. You know, she generally describes herself as a... I don't want to say she describes herself as a gamer often, but she's been getting through it. She's almost done. So, she's getting there. And then she's been playing some Kirby on the side too as well. Pokemon Unite here and there. So she's definitely gamer mind, despite the fact that she doesn't describe herself that way. Yeah, speedrunning. There you go, Jake. She's doing the slowest speedrun of Metroid Dread ever. So if you guys haven't checked out her channel yet, please do so. If you like what you see, give her a follow. Despite the fact that she will deny it, she's actually one of the nicest people on Twitch that I've met. Despite the fact that she's a savage at times too, so watch out. And I'll just eat this food and pretend I didn't say that. So, we're going to go ahead and start cooking this lamb chops. How hot is that? Just about the right heat? A savage, yeah. Nikoko will tell you like it. Well, Nikoko will tell you how it is. You know what I mean? Whether you want to or not. She will drop truth bombs on you if she has to. And she will. So watch out. That's what I mean by a savage. Alright, so first one goes up. Like I said, these have plenty of oil in them already, so I don't need to oil the pan. Second one goes up. Now these are meant to be put on the grill, outside on fire. So a lot of that oil kind of burns off with it too as well. So we're cooking the inside. Third one goes up. There we go, that's all three. Now let them cook for a little bit. If you guys can hear me too, I know that the pan, and like my own sniffling is competing. But if you can hear me still, just let me know. Or if I'm too loud, let me know as well. Yeah, this stuff is gonna be good when it's done. I'm here like literally eating like cut up lunch meat because I'm hungry and I haven't eaten anything all day. And that's my fault. So if you can hear me chewing, I'm sorry. I try not to move the asparagus around too much, but I get like antsy. I have to touch things, even though they don't need to be. The same with this what's it called? The lamb. Because like most meats, with proteins on grills and stuff like that, it will release itself from the grill. You don't have to try to rip that thing off of it. Once it's reached that desired like effect and cookedness, I guess you'd say, it'll be able to be moved at that point. But if you try to do it earlier, it will tear. So you have to kind of let it release itself. And trying to drink less soda, or at least less sugar. But I got my A&W Zero Sugar over here, trying to drink some of that. Disparity, where the cooking TikTok's at? Oh, I can answer that question for you. So our homie Daniel, DT3, made himself a TikTok account, right? To promote some of his clips on there. And I tried to make an account last night to support him. I was going to follow another streamer too. It's Just Kalen, or It's Just Kalen, Scottish streamer. But anyway, I was going to follow the friends and make a TikTok account. So I made a TikTok account, and right at the end of it says, before you confirm your account, you have to log in on the app on your phone. And I was like, what? And I don't want it on my phone. I don't want the app on my phone. I don't trust it, as weird as that sounds. And so I was like, well, there's no way around it. I have to scan this QR code to get into the app or whatever, And so at that point, I was like, well, I can't make an account then because I don't want it on my phone. Maybe I could download BlueStacks and put it on there, you know what I mean? But for the most part, I do not want the TikTok app on my phone. so I can't make an account. And a lot of companies are doing that these days. Like I actually, I'm gonna go on a little a little rant. But at work, we're using HP printers all the time, right? Never had any problems with them up until recently, other than the usual printer problems, right? And I used an app called HP Smart that you have to download off the Microsoft Store to use it. Well, it makes things easier. So I use HP Smart. I log in. Well, I don't log in. I open up the app and I go to scan something, and it says create an account or log in to scan. And I'm like, excuse me. I'm like, primary. This is a primary function of the printer, scanner, faxer. Why do I have to log in and create an account to use the basic features of something that should come with it naturally? It's like buying a phone and said log into your account to make a phone call. And so I started getting all woke about it. I was like, nah, I ain't making an account to download anything. I'm gonna find out how to get around it. And I had to download this basic drivers and all this stuff and get around the app and uninstall the other one just so I could scan the basic function of a printer, to print, scan, and fax. I had to do all that just to use what was built into that thing. Ever since then, I was like, I ain't buying an HP printer now. I ain't buying the printers no more. I'll buy a Canon like I have right now, because I don't have any problems with that. I don't have to log into nothing to print, scan, or anything. So that just kind of upset me, and I just wanted to bring that to people's attention. See, fun fact, if you use Firefox, you can use developer mode to put the browser in phone mode. I think you could do that too with Chrome, but I've never tried it. Let me take a look at this real quick. No, I gotta go more on that. I'll try that out though, because I would like to make an account just to support friends, on TikTok and all that. I wouldn't make my own. We have to do these things for work where we have to take videos of our improvements, our 2-second improvements, and I don't take pictures and I don't take videos. I take pictures of my cat. I take videos of my cat, but like I don't do it for anything other than that. So like my boss was saying, like for the people, he's like, I don't understand how this like people in this generation just don't take videos and don't take photos, you know what I mean, on their phones like they always do. So they can't do it for their improvements. And I said during the meeting, I'm like, I just don't do it in general. So obviously that's the answer he didn't like, you know what I mean? But whatever. So yeah, I'm just not a picture person, I'm not a video taker. As you can see, I'm not even on the camera right now. I'm talking to it. But I show up at the end. I show up at the beginning. I show up right now. Look, I got a goofy crown on. Hey guys, how you doing? You know what I mean? But for the most part, I just don't do it. There we go. So those are going to be good pretty soon. I'm going to flip them over very soon and let them cook a little bit on that side. They're very thick, so they're going to take a lot more to cook on one side. And then our mushrooms, let's get our mushrooms out of there too as well. That's going to be good. I'm excited for this. I'm just hungry. I'm also just hungry in general. But I think you guys are going to like what we're cooking over here. So end rant on HP printers and making accounts for things in TikTok. Some of these like grayer, not grayer, but like yellowish pieces. I'm probably not gonna eat them. Probably gonna throw them away. They look a little funky. What do you see out there, Sue? What do you see, big baby? Oh, he's so stinky. I was talking about this the other day, and I thought about it, and it was really sad. I was telling Sue, I was like, Sue, you're my best friend. And I thought about it, I was like, dang, that sucks. That's kind of a sad thing to admit. Your best friend's a cat. And then after a while, I was really sitting there thinking about it, getting kind of bummed out about it. And I was like, wait a second. I bet you anything. I bet you anything in the world. That cat probably thinks I'm her best friend. So, ha! It's not so bad anymore. Okay, there we go. Nice and flipped over. Oh no. Flip over. There you go. Oh yeah, those are looking great. Probably because there's another like 4 or 5 minutes I think on that side. And they should be ready. They might be a little pink in the middle, so I gotta watch out. There's nothing wrong with being a little pink, but you can't overcook it either, you know what I mean? It's a little difficult. All right, these are just about done. Some of the woodier parts I don't think are going to be done quite yet. I probably should have blanched them longer, but it's okay. We don't care. What do we care? You know what I mean? We're sitting here eating food, having a good time. This cream soda is actually really good too as well, despite being a sugar-free version. What I'm going to do is there's a little piece right here on the meat that needs to be separated from it. It needs to be separately because it's going to burn if I don't. So let that do its thing. I'll flip that bad thing over again probably one more time. But yeah, we're just about done. We made some creamy mushrooms on the side. We have our sauteed asparagus. Then we have our lamb chops nice and grilled. You know, as grilled as it can be for indoor. But yeah, man, they're looking good. I don't know if you guys can see it from here, actually. Let me try to bring it closer without getting everything covered. There you go. Those are looking real good right now. With the freehand cam, you know, but they're looking super good. Right for those. But, oh, he just got off the phone with Aki. He didn't even know they terminated his account. He didn't know. Oh, man. Oh, that must have been a rude awakening. That sucks. Poor guy. And I feel bad for anybody that has that issue. You work hard at what you do and then you lose it. You don't lose the talent. You just lose the record of it. Luckily, he has all his beats saved on his computer at least. Or for sale on, what's it called? Was it Bandcamp? That sucks, man. I feel for him. Test this out a little bit. Feels like it's just about done. Flip it over more. Nope. There's a meeting that needs to be flipped over. We should probably move this over though. This side. Move the thicker pieces right there. And then this part right here will be okay. Because that is the little chunk piece that was there. Hey, Gora, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Gora, just to make you feel better, I haven't used it in this dish right now, but I have some red onions over here to still appease you. It's technically shallots, but you know what I mean. So we're gonna try this little piece of lamb once it cools down a little bit. My sauteed asparagus is almost done. I don't want it to burn either. I just want it to saute. Let's go ahead and chop this up. There we go. See, I got you covered. Alright, so that little chunk right here, I cut it open. It cooks thoroughly. I'll cook it all the way. It's well done, actually. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn these guys off. I'm going to cook residually through the rest of it. That other one over there probably needs to get off the pan right now, actually. So I'm going to do that. The other two could sit there for a little bit. Put a little of that blood on them. There you go. That one could sit there and rest. The other two will probably be done in a minute. What I can do is I can check my thermometer. Because lamb is supposed to be cooked until, let's see, medium rare is like, what, 145? This is probably probably cooked a lot longer than that. Getting there, 141, 142, 143, 44. It's definitely reached the right temperature that I wanted it to reach. So we're actually going to take all those off of the grill now. Hey, Ella, how you doing? Haven't talked to you in a while. I missed you, my good friend. Let's see. Veggies looking delicate. Oh, we have some creamy mushrooms there too, Ella. You got to see them. Take them out of the oven. They weren't in the oven cooking; they were just in there to rest. But yeah, we got our nice creamy mushrooms right there. They need to actually mix up a little bit. Creamy mushrooms. Probably should just put them back on the fire. But yeah, we got our mushrooms. We got our asparagus sauteing. And then we got our lamb chops finished. I think we're good from there. It's good to see you, Ella. I'm here trying our nice lamb chops that we cut up. I know you don't eat meat, but these are really good. Beautiful. There you go. A little bit better. You know that I need another spatula. That's pretty good. So I don't want to get the cream in here because that'll be weird. Start burning with the sauteing. There we go. I think that's done. I'm gonna turn those off. This has to heat up again. I might have to add a little bit more beef broth to it to kind of thin it out. Or use vegetable, obviously. It looks like Frella if you eat vegetarian. Diaper fui. How you doing there, Daniel? Yeah, it's our Senor Soggy Bottom. Senor Diaper fui. He's gonna come in and be like, no, fuck you, man. It's just gonna be funny. I know he does it just for the jokes. He doesn't hate it. Because if he really did hate it, he'd DM me like, bro, stop gotta be there. Fuck you. But yeah, we got our creamy mushrooms over here. We made a nice roux for it. We seasoned it up. Added our sauteed mushrooms to it, so it's nice. It's nice and thick right now. Probably a little too thick, but you know what I mean. We need to get Mr. Daniel a shout out too as well, though. Cause wait, oh yeah, give yourself a shout out, Daniel. I keep forgetting. I did that for Val too. Gucci give you many things. But yeah, we are just about done with our food, or preparing it, I should say. I need to get a plate out. Come on. There we go. I need to get a new white plate because it's the only one I got. But yeah, man, we are living life right now. Enjoying life to the fullest. Uncle Podcast. I'm gonna do it. There you go, DT Stress. If you guys don't know Daniel and you're here, then you need to. Daniel's one of the best people on Twitch that I know. He's a fellow Mexicano, as I am. I do not speak Spanish, unfortunately, so I usually look to him for guidance when I need help. But he's a great guy. Also out here in California, plays a lot of different games. The true definition of variety. So if you don't know Daniel, please give his channel a check out. Check out his YouTube and all that. And if you like what you see, follow. If you don't like what you see, then we're gonna have a talk. But you know what I mean. It'll be all right. There you go. I'm just trying to thin out the sauce a little bit since it's been sitting a while. Let's get into the right consistency. There we go. We're gonna grate some more Parmesan over that too as well. Has a stick off stream. There you go. I think she meant to say good, but either way it works. For the Lort. I'll put a little bit more cheese in here to thicken that up. But not too much, and also for the flavor. Freshly grated Parmesan is always good. There we go. There you go. Alrighty. Alright. Yep, that's done. Now we plate. Wow, it happened. That's funny. Alright, so let's get a little bit of nice asparagus over here on the plate. Obviously, it's a little more difficult to plate it when you don't have the tongs out to grab it. And then the only ones I have are the plastic ones and the ones for the meat, so I'm going to leave it alone. But for the most part, though, we're going to shovel this on there. Some, like I said earlier, some sun-dried tomatoes with this, like the recipe called for, would have been really nice. Just for color and stuff too as well. That's all good. Now these are unseasoned. I didn't put any seasoning on these. Hey, there's Nicole. And Lucy's back too as well. Hello, Lucy. She got an early shout out, but definitely needs another one. As I said before, Lucy, much like Nicole, is one of the nicest people I've met on Twitch. They're just full of caring, I guess you'd say. They're just caring people. Have a lot of heart. So definitely check out their channels if you guys have a chance. Two of the nicest people on Twitch for sure. Much like Ella. Ella don't stream, but she's one of the nicest people I've ever met too. And the Plasma Wasp too as well. All the good friends. Val. There's a lot of people on here that are very good people. The Lucy emojis. All right. Okay, there's that. Now we gotta slice up some of this. What's the mess over here? We gotta slice up some of this lamb. Okay, so that means we gotta take our plate, put it aside, and take our camera. Oh no! What happened? I always get my poor cord covered in some sort of like liquid from my phone. Lechuga, there you go. That's funny. You gotta do the lechuga emote too as well, Lucy. Okay, so let's bring over this cord, move this around. Yeah, that one. That's the one, Daniel, for sure. All right, so that's this. We can turn that off. Now we're gonna slice through the thicker part. Evil lettuce. You had to eat a full lettuce on stream? Oh, that sounds awful. Well, not that bad, but you know what I mean? At the same time, it's pretty awful. Let's go ahead and slice it this at an angle. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's cooked real nice. Sorry for the metal scrapings, because I couldn't help getting it too close to the the knife. There we go. That is really good. What we're going to do is we're going to use the spatula I have right here. Kind of just drizzle it on the meats. There we go. Like I said, I'm using like every utensil I have in the house right now to do this meal right now. It kind of sucks, but whatever. Let's move these bad boys out the way and show you guys our finished product. Chili's good. Well, take a closer look right here. We have our meat, we have our creamy mushrooms, and we have our sauteed asparagus. The nice thing a little about the asparagus though is we can do a little bit of this on top to make it look nicer. A little bit of Parmesan cheese. Kind of add to it. And there we go. Yeah, everybody, that's it. That is the crowning grace of what we've completed today. I'm very hungry because I want to eat. So I'm going to save this one. This one's going to be saved for Instagram. I'm going to take that photo later. So I'm gonna wait on that one. In the meantime, we're gonna cut open another one of these guys and have some of that. So that's the Instagram plate. Now let's bring out the other one. Come on. Mighty fine plate. Well, thank you, Senpai. I'm glad you noticed it. I'll stop with jokes. Okay. Put in fairly thick slices. We could add a little bit of an angle. You can cut this any way you want, but I kind of like it, chunky. Mums equals yummy in Spanish. That's funny. I didn't realize that. You're like mums. All right. There we go. So a nice piece right here. Let's go ahead and try it. That's good stuff. The seasoning, this is only marinating for like 2 to 3 hours at the most. It's a little chewy, but I think that's probably because I could have cooked it a little bit shorter on the thicker piece. But it's not too chewy. It's not like chewy to the point of like, oh, this is chewy meat. But it's not quite melting in your mouth quite yet. But this is good. This is killer. And I've been really hungry too. So. Some asparagus on there. A little bit of our creamy mushrooms on there as well. And just try everything. Hey Val, welcome back. It's coming out really good so far. I'm eating some of my mushrooms. I know you don't like mushrooms, but I do. But mushrooms are killer. That sauce is good. I'm gonna make that sauce again. Asparagus are pretty good too as well. I think we could probably use a little bit of salt and pepper with the sauce too, though. Never mind. No, this is really good. It came out super good, Val. Check that out. Love mushrooms. I know I love me too. But yeah, that was really good. I am going to eat the rest of this very soon. After I take my pictures for Instagram. As most of you know that follow me on Instagram, I finally caught up after periods of laziness. So I'm back caught up on Instagram. As opposed to before when I was not. So I'm gonna keep on it. As you guys can't see in my kitchen, there's a calendar in the back that says January on it. So I'm not the best at being consistent with things. All right, unplug the phone. Let's see. All right, looks so yum. Thank you, Val. I appreciate that. Yeah, here, let's go real quick over our plate for Instagram right here. Here's our plate right here. You can't really see it that well, so let's move it down. But yeah, there's our lamb, there's our mushrooms and our asparagus. It's gonna be really good. I'm gonna take a picture of that soon. So anywho, back to me. It is time to end the stream. Time to take off the goofy crown. I'm kind of doing a little bit of a Mr. Rogers-esque outro today because I have my Mr. Rogers t-shirt on today. This is from Primitive for supporting Mental Health Awareness Month. Now I don't remember what month that was, but it doesn't mean that you can't celebrate it all year round. Take care of your mental health. Try to help your friends' mental health. And just do what you can to be a better person. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna see. Hold on, let me get my phone out. And that's already how I say that. Okay, we're gonna go see who's streaming right now, who's left, who we can go raid. Let's see. No, Plasma already ended. That sucks. Let's see. We're gonna see who's streaming right now. But in the meantime, I'm gonna start getting ready for our outro and then get ready for a raid from there. Scenes, transition. Okay, there we go. All right, everybody. Thank you for being here. Thank you, Frank. Let's do it this way. Let's do something different today. All right, everybody. Let's get my phone so I can actually see what I'm looking at too as well. There we go. Looking down at the camera to make sure. All right, cool. We're good. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for being here. Thank you for hanging out with us. And when I say us, I mean me and Sue. It looks like I need to clean my camera. It looks a little funky. Anyway, thank you for being here, guys. Thanks for hanging out. We don't stream as often as we should. When I say we, I don't mean we or Venom. I mean like we, as in like me and the channel. But yeah, I should stream a lot more often. But sometimes I just don't feel like it. I get up and I'm like, oh. So like last week I did that too. It's kind of hard because I've been working a lot these past 5 days. Well, 5 days in general for each week. So when I come up to Saturday, Sunday, I just want to do nothing. And it's not a good healthy habit. I have to keep up with it somewhat to be a little bit of a better person. So I will try to be here more often. I thought about experimenting with nightly streams, but then a lot of our European friends won't be able to watch, unfortunately. So I might change it up a little bit. You never know. I say it might, but it never really happens. But anyway, we're gonna cook something about a month from now. I had an idea that I was gonna do first. I gotta take off my shoes. I had an idea to cook some stuffed mushrooms. I thought that would be really good, but it was just so expensive. Like for the ingredients, it was like crab and stuff like that, and it just didn't even out the way I wanted it to. So I think the next time I cook, I want to experiment and try to make some miso soup. I'm gonna need like specific ingredients for that one, so I have to see if I can source them. They should be easy, but for the most part, I think I want to make my own miso soup with tofu and all that, and I think it's gonna be good. So that would be the plan for now, and then in between we'll play some more Outer Worlds. I need to get through that game. I'm gonna take forever. I'm never gonna get through it. Oh heck yeah, bud! Yeah, some miso soup sounds really good. So with that being said, we're gonna end for today. You know, Sue's around here somewhere being a big old baby, and we'll find out what she's doing later on. But for the most part, thank you guys for being here. We're gonna raid somebody, so stick around, please. Don't leave yet. If you leave, it's fine. I'm not gonna get mad, but please, stick around. That'd be cool. That'd be nice. So keep yourself in your seat for now, as we transition to where is it? Stream ending. Transition. There we go. We are ending the stream, everybody. We're gonna find somebody to raid, and then I'm gonna eat all this food, fall asleep from that itis. It's gonna be a good time. So hang out real quick, guys. We are going to find somebody to raid. Give me a minute. Alrighty then. So let's see. Let's kick it over to Triforce Field 7. We've raided her before in the past, and I think Tri is great. So we're going to raid Triforce Field 7. See if that works. Yep. So she is playing Elder Scrolls Online. She plays with a group of friends. They call themselves Trash because it's Tri, Ash, and I think it was Tiger. So they do the acronym of Trash. It's pretty funny. Anywho, thank you guys for being here. I love you as always. And then we'll send our views over to Triforce. Please be respectful. Give her love and kindness. Do not be mean. And then use your own raid message. We don't have anything. So we'll see you guys next time when we cook some miso soup, and then we'll play some Outer Worlds in between. See you guys next time. Bye-bye.